Hey everyone! Did I startle you? Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, Learning with Olivia. Olivia is here today to tell you guys all about how much it costs to bring a baby into the world in 2020. Stay tuned. So to give you some background on my healthcare and our kind of like financial situation, we have employee-sponsored healthcare through Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It is not Florida Blue though. We have a PPO with an HSA, and when I got pregnant, I had a high deductible plan and I had a $6,000 out-of-pocket maximum. I am legally married to my husband, so we don't really qualify for like any like government help or any type of assistance, and we are a dual income household. So that being said, if your scenario is similar to mine, a little bit more traditional, and you are planning a traditional birth at a hospital, she was born at Memorial Miramar, then you can expect to find some useful information in this video. All right, guys, so let's jump right in while little Miss Independent over here finishes drinking her milk. So you're gonna have three main maternity expenses. That's gonna be your OBGYN office, your labs, and the hospital expenses. I'm gonna start with the OBGYN's office, which is probably your first point of care when you find out you're pregnant. I went to FemLife. It is a group practice. They have an office out of Pembroke Pines and Miami Lakes. I absolutely love them. Had a wonderful experience and also a wonderful labor. If you guys want any more information on them, feel free to leave me a comment or reach me on social media. My total out-of-pocket expense to the OBGYN's office was $725. I was in care at their office from March 26th through January 2020. Out of those $725, $400 went to two separate sonograms, the 14-week anatomy scan and then the sonogram that you have towards the end of the pregnancy. These sonograms were $200 a piece, and they do require you to pay before having the actual sonogram done. I'm assuming it's because it must be like a third party, so they need a secure payment prior to you having the actual sonogram done. Aside from those two charges, which were $400 out of the $725, I had one office visit that was much more expensive than the rest. That was the last postpartum visit in January, and the reason why it was much more expensive than the rest was because in January I started my new year with my insurance and I had not yet met my deductible. So that is a very good point. I wonder how that works for moms that have their babies in January and February. I'm assuming that then they would be responsible to meet that out-of-pocket deductible, and it could end up costing a lot more. I mean, I know that there really isn't any control over what month you get pregnant on, but it is really interesting to realize how the US healthcare system works. Enough rant about that. It's just something that I wanted to bring to your attention. So, number one, OBGYN's office, my out-of-pocket there was $725. Okay, you finished your milk now? Ready to continue recording? All right, guys. So after the OBGYN's office, the next point of care was the laboratory. My OBGYN sent me to Quest Labs. It was a great experience. It was quick. It was easy to schedule appointments. No complaints to them aside from that. When you go in for your next appointments, if you have any amount due, you have to pay that amount prior to that test or lab work that you're going to have that date. In total, I paid $1,312 to Quest Lab. I went for 6 visits in total for regular routine maternity test. Anything else to note? No, I mean, the biggest one I think was a chromosomal test. I could be wrong, but that one was the main charge. It was about $800. I paid it separately, like $800 and then $500, and then I had a $12 charge. All in all, it was $1,312 to Quest. I thought filming with her was going to be so much fun, and it is really difficult, but I think we're going to get through it. So the last point of care and the most expensive point of care is the hospital stay. Olivia was born at Memorial Hospital Miramar. Absolutely loved it. We had amazing care. The nurses were exceptional, and the grand total for the 2 nights and 3 days at the hospital was $2,938. In addition to the stay, I also paid for some optional services, which were the newborn pictures. I spent around $50 on that, but it ranges up to like $150, $300 and more. And I also paid before her birth for some like preparation for labor classes. I had the baby CPR class. All right. I had the baby CPR class, the breastfeeding class, and the labor preparation class. It was like the Lamaze method class. Highly recommend it. It was a beautiful class. I loved the time it gave me to connect with my husband prior to the baby coming. The baby CPR class was highly recommended by the OBGYN, and the breastfeeding class, do not recommend it. I felt like a lot of the information was not accurate, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. But I did take those classes before, and I do highly recommend the Lamaze class. Honestly, it wasn't about what I learned, but it was about those moments that I spent with my husband in meditation and in preparation for the beautiful day that our baby was born. So in total to the hospital, including the optional services, I spent $2,998. And now, in addition to this, remember that once the baby's born, you have to order the birth certificate and the social security card, each of which was about $30 a piece. $30 for the birth certificate, $30 for the social security card. Have you been summing it up? Do you guys know the grand total for this little nugget to come into the world? What was it, Cardi? Do you know? It was $5,035. This is a sum of all 3 OBGYN, Quest Lab, and the hospital, not including any of the optionals. So not the photos or not the classes. Yes, I did count the social security and the birth certificate. So I'll repeat it. That grand total was $5,035 out of pocket, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that this video serves as a guide to get you guys prepared for that, because babies are expensive, and this doesn't include maternity photos, baby shower, nursery, formula, diapers. So what are my tips for you guys? Start saving. Start a baby savings account. I did that years before Livy was born. It was helpful, and it was still a lot more money than I had in that savings account at that time. My other tips are: get your teeth in check. You want to have your dental work perfect and your teeth in great condition before you bring a baby into the world, because the last thing that you want to do is have to deal with a root canal or a really bad cavity or any type of dental work while you're pregnant. My other main tips are going to be: pay off all your debt. It would be great if you can bring in a bundle of joy into the world and have all your debt paid off and in check. And lastly, start thinking healthcare for your baby, and start thinking about pediatricians for your baby, because right after they're born, 2 or 3 days later, you're going to have to go visit a pediatrician. I hope that this video helped you guys, and please like, please subscribe, and please share if you learned anything valuable today. All right, bye guys. Say bye, Livy.